Hi guys! So today I have a little review of the Rust-Oleum Magnetic Primer. It's a primer that you paint on your wall or on a surface, and it'll turn that surface kind of metallic so that you can put magnets on it. And so I thought this was a great idea because I had a chore chart that I made from an old poster frame that I got from Target on clearance, and I was using Velcro, and as you see, like, it didn't work very well. The Velcro started ripping off, and it wasn't the best design, and I used like Cricut letters on there, and like they started ripping off, and so I didn't like it. But then I thought this might actually kind of work. Cost for this, I believe, was $10, around $10, but I will look that up before I put this up and make sure that that's correct. Pretty sure it's around $10. And the neat thing about this too is you can see from the picture here, when you paint with it, it actually comes out black. Like you can see, it's black. And so the nice thing is that you can put like any regular latex paint on top of it, which is what I had done. I was worried that I was going to need to put like tons of coats of paint, but that paint that I got is really good. It's like a paint and primer in one. And I only needed one coat of the paint. I ended up using about 7 or 8 coats of this paint. So I actually only have like maybe a third of the can left. So it doesn't cover that much, but I don't think, unless you're like covering your walls in this stuff, I don't think you'll really need that much of it. This is the only size it comes in. It's just like the chalkboard paint where it's like comes in this half gallon or half pint or whatever. I don't know. It's 30 fluid ounces. So this is the only size it comes in. But I mean, if you look at the board, you can see it covers a pretty decent size of space. But yeah, like I said, I had to do like 6 or 7, yeah, about 6 or 7 coats on it, and we'll see how these magnets react to that to see if it actually worked. And then we'll kind of take it from there and see how it goes. So yeah, let's go see. Here's the finished board. That's 7 coats of magnetic paint with 1 coat of latex paint on top. And I have several magnets that we're going to try to see how they stick. The first one is a wide craft magnet that I got from Walmart. It's adhesive on one side and it's very thin. It's like for refrigerator magnets that you would get from businesses. It didn't stick very well. It was curling away from the wall, so I flipped it over and it did much better. It really stuck really well. I'm very impressed with this one, and I like that it has the adhesive on one side. The next magnet that I used is a magnetic tape that I got from the craft store. It's about a 1/2 inch wide. It also has adhesive on one side. I cut a decent length and stuck it to the board, but as you can see, it didn't do very well. It's curling away from the board. I try to push it down and it doesn't stick at all. It's just not having it. I'm actually kind of afraid it's going to fall off, but it stays pretty well. The next magnet that I decided to use is a round magnet that I found at the craft store again. These are pretty random, not random, they're pretty obvious. They're good magnets. They stick really well. This one did really good. You can push it down and it doesn't go anywhere, as opposed to the strip where you pushed it down and it just fell right off. So I'm really impressed with the rounds. They did really great. You can't even push the craft magnet off either. The last kind is another magnetic tape. It's a wider width, about 1 inch wide, and it stuck really good too. I was really impressed with this one. And so that made me think, since it was wider, maybe I need to shorten the other piece of the smaller tape. And it actually worked out pretty good. So this is that other tape that I was using before, but a shorter piece, and it's sticking pretty well. Again, you can push them down. They're not going anywhere. And the best one is actually that widest one. It's really taking a lot of force to push that one down. Very impressed. In the rank of the ones I like the best, it was definitely this one was first. This one comes second, and then the wider 1 inch tape strip comes third, and then lastly is the 1/2 inch paint strips. But they are magnet strips, but they all work, which is fantastic. Like, they all stick, they hold to it. I'm not sure what it's going to be like once I add the weight of the chore. I don't even know what to call them. The chore stickers. They're not stickers. They're chore. pictures, I guess, I don't know, that I can make from my Cricut. And so once I make those, then I can put them on there and see if it's too heavy for these. I'm thinking this one is going to be just fine. And of course, like if you made the chore designator the size of this, it would be no problem at all. I do have a couple of tips regarding this that I think would have been nice to know before I had started using this. Tip number one is it is not water soluble. So make sure you have paint thinner or turpentine or brush cleanser or something, especially if you get it on your hands, because it will not come off. I got it under my nails and it like wouldn't go away. It was pretty bad. I had to use nail polish remover to get it off and it still didn't come off very well. Tip number two is that it's, I think, beneficial to use a disposable foam roller brush. They have them for like under $3 at the hardware store. That way you don't have to worry about washing it out or trying to get all the paint out. That way you can use the roller again. Just get a disposable one and throw it away when you're done. My third tip is that you have to keep stirring this constantly if you want it to work out well. You want to keep stirring it. You want to have them shake it up for you at the hardware store. If you buy it at the hardware store and are planning to use it within that day, have them shake it up for you on the machine. And then when you get home, stir it again before you paint with it. So you do your first coat of paint, let it dry, and before you do your second coat of paint, let it stir it up again. Stir it up nice and thick, maybe about 5 minutes of stirring, and then dump it into your tray and paint again. So every time you're going to do another layer with this, make sure you stir it because you want to make sure that the metal is evenly distributed throughout the whole can. Fourth tip is make sure you're in a well-ventilated area. If you can't be outside with this, I would almost say you have to be outside when using this because it's pretty potent. It's very, very strong. It's very, very heavy. And so it lingers as well. Like even though my chore chart has been finished for about 3 days and I have a regular coat of latex paint on top, you can still smell it. It's pretty strong. So it's very heavy and a very thick odor. So I would recommend painting outside. If you can't go outside or if it's just not convenient to go outside, open up your windows, get a air humidifier or a dehumidifier going, get maybe an air filter going. I had my air filter going at the time and it still didn't, like, it was very, very strong. But luckily it was in a place where I could close it off and just let it seep out of the one window I had. And I had a box fan going and it took a while. But apart from the odor, still worked out fantastic. Another tip I would have is use latex gloves because like I said, it's not water soluble. So if you get it on your hands, it's going to take forever to come off. So make sure you have some gloves. Yeah, other than that, I think this is great. I love this stuff. I would totally use it again. I think it's amazing. And I had so much fun using it and I cannot wait to finish off this chalkboard or the chore chart to see how it finishes up and to see how it's all going to look. I think it's going to be awesome. But anyway, I hope this review is useful to you guys. And if you have any questions regarding rust-oleum magnetic paint, leave me a comment down below and I'll get back to you. If any, hopefully I'll be able to answer your questions. Thanks for watching and I will have another video up in the next couple of days and I hope to see you guys soon. Bye.